What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cheers to Health. Of course, you got to have me. You read it right. The host, Brian, that bad man, Torres. What? And of course, I always got to have my right-hand man. He's not really the co-host. He's kind of like the host as well, but whatever.
Fix it.
Omar Torres. So today, guys, having an awesome guest. He happens to be one of my. Oh, he's got the Risky Business on. Shout out Risky. I like the color. I like the color too. That's a nice hoodie, man.
Hang on, look.
Hey, there goes AJ.
We're just in time. Just in time, dude. Just in time.
And look at that.
Hey.
Of course, we've got to have finally back on the looking like a peacock or whatever that is. AJ Tomlinson. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. It's good to have you on
folks?
Here. Again, like I was just saying, we are having a guest. His name is Terrence Berry. Terrence, aka the Brown Dynamite Berry. This guy used to work with him when we worked on airplanes. He used to be a boxer. He does jiu-jitsu, I'm pretty sure. And I mean, like, he's somebody who I've always kind of looked up to when we used to work together on working out wise. He always was in top tier shape. You know, no matter what time of year it was. I'm sure he was working and doing his cutting, but this guy, he even looks it, man. Looks like he's never taken a day off. But man, this guy is going to be great to talk to and maybe get some insight on some few health and fitness tips and maybe a few dance moves. I know you folks could use it. I know for a fact AJ needs some dance moves, a little help with that. Have you met AJ?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Unless he came out and played. It sounds kind of familiar. Did he come out and play volleyball? He came out and played
volleyball before over here. He used to come out to Norman, but I don't think you were here. You still
dude, your internet is still low.
He used to come over to Norman.
Is it glitchy on your end too, AJ?
I'm not glitching. Are you?
Yeah.
I'm glitching, or is Omar glitching?
You are, Brian.
Okay. Let me see if the hotspot will work better. Let me put it on the hotspot.
The hotspot actually works it worked for streaming. Because my dang internet, my dumb tail, I was out there, rototilling, dude, okay? I was tilling up the yard. It wasn't that deep. I was probably like maybe 2 inches. You know, I have a measuring tool that I have on me at all times, and I know it was about 2 inches. But that line got cut, and it was that, lost internet for the whole weekend. That's why the episode was a little delayed. Oh, dude. Is this my segue?
Not really.
This is my segue.
What you're doing?
Oh,
sure,
dude.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Dude, I always wanted to try these. I know I see like the power lifters do it, the NFL athletes in general. You'll see the professional athletes do it. It helps with like focus because it's ammonia, so it clears up the airwaves or whatever airways.
Yeah. It clears your sinus for that second so you can get a deeper breath. Shocks your system. Shocks your nervous system too.
Yeah, that one helps you focus stuff. Ooh,
I have something nowhere near that strength, but I use the Vicks, those little fucking one hitters that you.
Oh yeah.
Those.
It's not the same at all.
I don't think it's the same, bro.
It's not the same one bit. Like I said, but the reason I say it's somewhat the same because it clears that both nostrils. But I mean, it feels like you're hitting something really good, and it helps me clear my airways. And go ahead, dude. Don't fucking stop on my behalf. Fucking hit it
up there.
You gotta take a whiff,
bro. Okay, I didn't expect it like that, dude.
Like a jackass.
I went back for another one.
I know it's kind of crazy, but I'll take it.
My eyes are a little watery.
I'll take it.
I could still like my nose. Feels like it's about to be runny.
I thought it was supposed to clear that shit up, man. It sounds like this guy's clogged up.
Oh yeah.
He's scared to breathe now, so he's like holding his breath.
No, it feels like I'm about to.
No,
I
dude,
need
you're
some
just scared to
tissue.
breathe.
Ugh.
Breathe. Breathe like
It's in the
normal.
back of my throat, dude.
Just breathe, dude.
Oh, god damn, I got some.
Well, all right.
Oh.
Well, there you go. There's that, folks.
I'm ready to tackle somebody.
Some smelling salts there.
I'm ready to fuck somebody up right now, dude.
Okay, all right. Well, let's enter. Let's fucking. I like the energy. Let's keep that energy. Let's keep that energy coming, dude. AJ, I think it's past due for him. So you want to go ahead and take care of him.
Yeah.
Put that eyebrow down, little boy. You don't fucking strain that eye. Son of a bitch, boy. You look like that one movie. What movie was that where that chick was like her?
What is that?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
I think it was
fuck you, dude. Okay.
Adam
I don't look like that.
But yeah.
I don't look like that.
Yeah.
Whoa! Let's get it, boys.
All right.
Welcome to Cheers to Health.
Cheers to health. Welcome, welcome. And of course, like I was saying, Terrence, the brown dynamite berry is in the house, folks.
Let's go.
What's going on, Terrence? How we doing, brother?
Doing good. Just got done eating, so feeling good.
There you go.
How y'all?
We're great, man. We're
good,
great.
man.
Good to have you on, man. Finally.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said it's good to have you on. Finally. Am I still lagging?
No, you're better.
Okay.
No, y'all just both talked at the same time.
Oh, my bad. He's always doing
That's
that
cool.
to me. He's always
Dang,
doing that.
Brian.
Yep.
Hey, as the
Be
host,
nasty.
take control of this thing, man. I have to assert my dominance here.
All right, bet.
So, Terrence, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know quite a bit about you, but what you've been up to lately, and I know, like I was telling Omar earlier, man, you've been quite an inspiration to me on the side of the health and fitness, because every time I've seen you, man, you've always looked like you was in top tier shape. You know, no matter what time it was, or you know what time of year it was, my guy was always in that shape. And there's been a couple times where I've asked him for plenty of advice.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of conversations.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your story, man. What got you involved in the health and fitness, and how you stayed consistent in there?
I mean, almost like anything, it starts when you're a kid. You learn from a young age. In my family, everybody was an athlete. So, it just kind of just happened like that. Most of my family either did track, basketball, or football, and we're pretty good at it. And I believe I was probably like the only one that kind of went the more like martial arts route. And once I did karate, that kind of gave me that discipline, and then at the same time I was doing basketball, so I was learning like team, kind of work ethic, you know what I mean? And like kind of learning how to push each other, and like learning the psychology side of, athletics also. And I think it just all stems from that, because those little building blocks is what kind of made me have the mentality I have today, with the consistency like you were talking about. Like it's every day with me. Like I can tell you, when I was like in junior high, like I was still on JV, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get on varsity. Like I wanted it so bad, but like my dad was such a hard worker, and like just by me seeing him work so hard, it like made me understand you have to do the extra things outside of school, you know what I mean? Outside of practice to get better for real. So anybody will tell you, if they saw me growing up in that neighborhood, I was running up and down the streets, uphill on my bike, highest level of difficulty, going uphill, just getting my legs stronger. That's why I was just, I just always had that grind mentality. If I wanted to be at a certain level, I would kind of get obsessed with getting there. You know what I mean? So it's just been like that since I was a kid. And I've always been like that till now. Like you said, it's never really stopped.
And this guy's calves, I got to tell you guys, this guy's got the most massive calves I've ever seen in my life. And they're it's all muscle. I mean, there's definition there too. I was just like, gosh damn. Calves on them.
Yeah, actually that was part of the basketball part of my life. I wanted to dunk so bad. So I was doing hella like calf raises with dumbbells, and like jump roping on one leg, then both legs like 400 times. And yeah, yeah, that's where it came from. I was trying to dunk. And then when I got to college, I'm going against grown men, and I'm still kind of scrawny up top. And I went up to dunk one time, and this one guy, Derek, we call him Big Six because he had like 6 kids. So he was like 6 foot. I know, right? But he's like 6'10", but like he's built up a little bit. You know what I mean? He told me straight up before one of our summer game scrimmages. He was like, "Listen, freshman." He was like, "I see you dunking out there doing warm ups. You try to dunk on me, I ain't gonna try to block it. I'm gonna just foul your ass."
Yep.
So
Mm.
I go up one time and try to get him, and he, bop,
Sure enough.
boom. After that, I was like, "All right, I need to start working on my upper body." Like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad that I inspired you so much on the health and fitness side. I always knew you were like, enthusiastic about it and everything. I never knew you were inspired by me though, so I appreciate that. That actually means a lot. That's the first time I ever heard you say anything like that.
Absolutely.
So I
'Cause I don't
appreciate it. I'm
know
glad
this.
it.
One time I asked you, and what did you do to motivate you like on a daily basis? Because there was one day where I was just like, man, I wasn't feeling motivated, and it it really hit something because it wasn't something that I wanted to hear. It was pretty good the way you put it, because you were like pretty much motivation is, and I'm not quoting you, but you were saying motivation is pretty much bullshit, man. You just got to get up and do it. And like
Motivation's for
for
pussies,
me,
dude.
I was in that state of mind where I was like, man, because it was way younger. It was like almost when we first met, and he was like,
Mhm.
there is no motivation, man. You just got to get up and do it, and that's pretty much what you still are doing, is just getting up and doing it. So again, like I said, there's certain things that, I mean, to this day, there's certain, even watching you with your dancing, everything, man. You really have. I mean, you don't really notice how much you do inspire people. People are watching you, so thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't really know what to say, man. It's when it comes to the whole like inspiration type thing and like the last few years I've been kind of embracing more the what people have been telling me because I've been hearing that more and more lately, especially since I started posting on TikTok and like my dancing and more my fitness.
Mhm.
Like people are, hitting me up telling me like it's inspiring and like it's I've had so many like experiences like face to face, especially with my dancing because okay, I don't know, Brian, do you know I work at a club, right, as a bouncer part time?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. So at that club, they allow me to like, dance if I want to a little bit, you know what I mean? And have some fun. As long as it's not, too busy and I'm on top of my stuff, you know what I mean? And this is what really sparked me to like start kind of pursuing like posting more of my stuff because I usually try to stay off social media a whole lot, I just feel like the world gets a little too desensitized in that. But anyways, this guy, he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, um I've been coming here for a while and I used to just like be so scared of like going out and everything and like it sounds like he had social anxiety and everything." And he told me that like ever since he started coming there and he would like see me dance and interact with people and have fun and he said like that made him break out of his shell and then like I just start seeing him being more social and then I saw him like a week and a half ago and now he's got like a girl with him and everything and like dude, like you see what I mean, winning, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, let's go, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, and yeah, it's so ever since then, that's when I really started kind of thinking, like, man, like even if it's just on a small level, it feels good to be able to just do what I love to do because it feels effortless and people enjoy that. And whether they have the memory for 2 days or the rest of their life, I'm glad that they had a great interaction with me in some kind of way. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the greatest thing. Like it really is.
Absolutely. Yes, it is.
Sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly yes, man. Because you see a lot of people, they'll have a bad day or whatever,
Yeah.
and even on that bad day, you could spread that kind of little vibe to other people that might be having a better day, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, man, I wonder what he's going through, and now it turns out, even when you have a bad day, man, try to put a smile on and keep pushing
Yep.
forward because you never know what kind of um infectious kind of vibe you might put on
Mhm.
somebody. And that's
Exactly.
how
Yep.
I am too. I work at a gym, so every time we all go through things, man. But
Hmm.
especially like in the environment that you're in with being in a club, you want to have a good time. So you want to make sure, you're putting on a good, awesome freaking experience for them, no matter where you're at. And that's the same thing with me, man. That's awesome that you're doing that though. Like even Brian, look at him, dude. I feel like most of his little, excitement and stuff, it comes from you because he probably sees you and he's like, dude, there's no reason why I need to be down like this. Let's
Absolutely.
spice it up a little bit.
Hey,
So that's
his
awesome, man.
energy is
Hey
just
man.
he's got great energy, man. This is a cool dude. I always like
Hmm.
hanging out with him and working together for as long
Yeah.
as man. Always had a great time.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
when we would be playing volleyball, you'd have people over, man, it was a ball
It
every
was.
time. Yeah. I'm just always joking around and stuff and just most people never see me, in a bad mood. And I'm usually not. But there are those days, like you said, where you kind of have to kind of tighten that up in a little bit and, just kind of push through, and still put a smile on your face and laugh here and there. But the main goal is just don't be a jerk unnecessarily.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not in a bad mood, like I know we may have our moments where we might kind of, lash out a little bit, but the main goal is to like overall just kind of
Mm-hmm.
keep it center
Yep.
and just be cool. Because I feel like the mentality that I took from, playing high school, college basketball and everything, even the boxing, because in boxing, my experience through that, you learn that even though it's just you in that ring, you still have a team of other boxers at your same gym that you all have a camaraderie with. You know what I mean? We pray in a circle before the fight. You know what I mean? There's a whole like, system where we help each other. So just like learning that kind of experience helped me learn to like it's always good to have good relationships with everybody. And if you have somebody that you don't like, don't make it toxic. Just keep it
Yep.
at a business kind of professional level. You know what I mean? Hey, do
Absolutely.
you need this copy of this form? Yes? Okay, cool. Keep it there. You know what I mean? Don't antagonize the weirdness you have with that person. Try to
Yeah.
make it
Don't let
work.
it affect you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like in any aspect of your life, when you have a good relationship with other people, it opens doors for you to have a little grace in certain areas. You know what I mean? You can move a little fluidly. You know what I mean? Instead of having, oh, I don't like this person, so no, da da da. You see what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That chaos doesn't work
Oh yeah.
good. So
Exactly.
yeah. And Brian, you've always been up. I've never really seen you down unless you were just sleepy. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you had good energy. You
Yeah.
know. Um.
Tired
Yeah.
baby over there.
So what are you doing nowadays? Are you still doing jujitsu any?
No, no. Right now, I just hit up my bodybuilding coach again because
Oh,
I took a break because I just moved and I had to like, you already know you got to pay a bunch of crap whenever you move in and stuff. By the way, why the hell do we got to pay the first and last month's rent? I wasn't here last month. I never, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's like getting a car and then it's like on your first payment, you got to pay that payment and the last payment. For what? I didn't have it before.
so
Yep.
Anyway, like
usually
I
what
just
it
never
is.
understood that. Like, but yeah, like so I kind of paused on that for a little bit, but I just hit him up. About to get back into, doing that, getting into prep. Um, yeah, the first time I was prepping up and everything, man, guys, it teaches you how much of an art form bodybuilding really is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It is more than just lifting heavy weights and I'm trying to get big arms. Okay, no. Are you trying to get a bigger brachialis? Are you trying to get a bigger tricep long head, short head? You know what I mean? It gets that, particular, you know what I mean? Lats, delts, not just shoulder, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got big, shoulders right here, but your back shoulder is, flat as hell. You got to get exactly that spot. It's very precise. The
Yeah, you
food,
gotta
the dieting
pinpoint the
is
problems with it.
hmm You're looking in the mirror, you're trying to look at everything, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like you're like, is that a muffin top or is that muscle? Like, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I had that
so
problem a lot.
yeah, it's way different. And like the prep, every experience I had in my life, I always compare it to something I experienced before when it comes to fitness. So like I'll compare like my karate experience to my jujitsu experience, my Muay Thai experience to my boxing experience, like so with my bodybuilding experience compared to my boxing experience, the prep is so different. Like the timing of it, the amount of food, dude. Oh my God,
Oh yeah.
is ridiculous. And the constant weight checks. The weight checks are way more tedious than it is in boxing, in my experience. You know what I mean? Like, but overall, it's been good. I really hate anybody would tell you this when you're cutting and still training, feels weird. Everything's weaker. Like your lifts are,
Mhm.
you just feel off some days, and yeah,
Yeah.
exhausted.
You got more off
Man,
days than on days, and
yeah.
then those off days pile up real quick, and then you have one good on day, and like, all right, I'm back at it. But then the next day's an off day. You're like, all right, well, what the fuck, you know?
It's like, yeah. That no, see, and that's when it gets to the mental game because you start doubting
Yeah,
yourself. Like, dude, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I even doing this right?
yeah,
Like, that's a real thing. Like, you experience all that, but it's a great experience overall. Just to even experience that is a good thing, in my opinion.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's
Just
just,
having the opportunity to get out and do that, and
hmm
having the capabilities to do it, it's always just a good thing.
yeah.
Trying to
And
get I'm trying to get AJ to do that. Do some
what?
bodybuilding stuff. He's
Somebody?
more proportionate
Oh,
than
really?
me and
Short. He's short
Brian.
and stocky.
Dude, go. Yeah, dude. Yeah, how
I'm
tall are you?
saying.
How
That's what
tall are
I'm
you?
saying.
5'7".
Five even.
Oh, dude. How much do you weigh?
Right now, I'm like 170, 165 ish. I haven't weighed
Boy, you
myself in a
better
couple
get your
days.
ass. Okay.
Yep.
See?
Yep.
You could
Told him.
be like, I don't know how y'all know Cali
Yeah.
Yeah,
Muscle.
yeah.
I don't know how tall he is, but you could like you're probably around his height because I know he's not very tall. And I think at his max weight, he was like 190 something. He wasn't like in the 200s, I don't believe. Well, probably
Dude.
in his like competing days, but like
Yeah,
after that. But even
yeah.
after his
He's
competing
fucking.
day, he was still
I
yoked
know
up.
if AJ would just eat what he needs to eat, the right
Oh,
shit,
that's the
not
biggest
fucking
thing.
McDonald's.
That's the biggest thing.
And
Yeah,
because
no, I
I
do
think he's
fuck
been pretty
around.
consistent. Have you been
Nah,
working out still? No. Okay.
I've been working out. Well, fuck, dude. I don't know. Like we
He's
were
like,
talking
fuck.
about, there's off days and on days, dude. Like this past week has been an off week. Okay, like
It just
Hey,
started
that's what.
yesterday.
Hey, and see, that's part of the thing about being authentic when it comes to the fitness thing. That's one thing that's
yeah,
toxic in the fitness world online. A lot of these people act like they are 100% perfect all the time, and I
yeah.
be telling people straight up, "Hey, look, I be smoking cigars.
Dude,
I
that
drink whiskey every now and then, like, but it's nothing that's like it's not excessive. You know what I mean? It's on occasion.
yeah,
I like to have my fun and
exactly.
still be me. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna go on social media and act like I don't do drugs and I don't do none of that. I don't. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like I'm a real dude. Like, yo, yeah. Like
yeah,
I ain't
That's the
perfect.
whole premise of this podcast, man. We can still stay active, do the things that we need to do, and still have a good
Exactly.
time. It's all
Exactly.
about balance. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about moderation. Don't get carried away with it.
Exactly.
Exactly. You hit that. Yeah, dude.
Dude, for real.
Exactly.
But AJ, dude, for real, get in the gym. I will start pushing you if you want me to.
I
Like,
just I
if
just
the,
got back from the gym right before we
He,
got on the pod.
he's
Dang,
back.
that boy don't look
well,
like
we
he
need to
been in the
get,
gym.
see, the
Look at him.
main thing is the diet, the eating. That's the
Yeah,
main
nah,
thing.
I
I love my
try. I
food,
try,
bro.
Yeah.
man.
I
That's
like
only so
Yeah.
much,
cheeseburgers,
you know.
bacon cheeseburgers. Like,
Yep, yep.
I've been mowing them
Hey,
bitches
you can
out,
do a
bro.
dirty, you can do a dirty bowl. 'Cause, I mean,
That's what I
it's,
tried telling Omar. Omar don't fucking believe in
It's
dirty
it's
bowls.
gonna be a longer road, dude. It's gonna be a
it's,
longer road,
I hit my
especially
squat
if you don't
PR
have the best genetics.
hey, it's a
365 with
longer
two
road.
sets of three by
Uh,
eating the worst food possible for a couple months.
Bro,
I
I
I was
mean,
eating like a bag of
hey,
pizza rolls, bacon cheeseburgers. But I was like just anything I could had that had protein in it. It
He
was
cheated.
going down the
He
gullet.
cheated. He
I
cheated.
was okay. So when I was when I was in college, I would like so I had to like meal plan and everything, so I can just eat whatever I want in the cafeteria. I would get like I was so everywhere. I would get like a bagel, with the cream cheese,
Yeah.
freaking shepherd's pie, and a freaking big bowl of Fruit Loops, like a few cookies.
He
I'm
All
like
the
getting random
fingers.
stuff. Like what? Like everybody's looking at me like, why are you eating? I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get calories, bro. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't care,
That's what I was doing. I just
But at
Yeah.
calories,
the same
maximum amount
time,
of calories.
but at the same time, you were active most of the time,
Yeah,
so
my
the
schedule was a
energy
lot
was getting
different then.
exerted pretty
Yeah.
pretty well. Your metabolism was pretty high. You were still pretty young.
hmm
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot
I
of
was
things that add up to it. I
22.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
and see, I was telling people like a lot of times, like as long as you don't eat just like complete crap, as long as you eat fairly well, moderation, like you said, and
Portion.
stay active somewhat, you will be fine. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, and that's where I was going to lead to is like, yeah, I was eating all kinds of crap, but I was hella active.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it'll balance its way out. And then once you get to a certain point, because I got up to about so I was like 164 when I started the bulk, and then maybe about a yearish later, I was at about 215.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
Yeah, yeah. I packed on a lot. I packed
how
on a
tall are
lot.
you?
Huh? I'm 6'2".
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that's still a lot of freaking weight in a year.
Dude, yeah.
50 pounds almost.
We'll see. The thing is, like, I redshirted that year, so I wasn't playing ball that much. So I literally like obsessed myself with just I would hit the gym in the morning before my first class, then like second class would be done by like 2 p.m. You know what I mean? Practice ain't till 6. I'm hitting the gym again. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Go home, drink like a 3 scoop protein shake, eat a shit ton. You know what I mean? Like that's one of those moments where I'm talking about it was every day, nonstop. Don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Unless I got to like really take care of some other stuff, I ain't hitting the gym. You know what I mean? Because I was just like really focused on getting bigger up top so I could be better at basketball and like, play like I want to play to my best
Yeah.
ability and everything. But also I did do a cycle. I am not afraid to say that I did use
Hell yeah.
see, here's the thing. In college, you just be doing stuff. I don't
See?
even know what
Yeah.
the shit was called. All right. It
Hey.
was like it
You're gonna
was
take this,
like
you'll get bigger. Like, okay.
Just
this
shoot
is
it
like
in the ass.
no, it was I remember it was pills, but here's the thing, like I didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, I trusted this guy, so I'm just like, all right, cool, I'll try it. I did one cycle of that, but that only lasted for how much was that supply? It only lasted for about 3 months,
8 to
and
12
then
weeks.
it's somewhere around there. I can't remember. It was a big bottle, you know what I mean? So I can't remember exactly. But anyways, then I do the post cycle. But after that, of course I did lose some. But then around that time, that's where I got to the boxing, right? So this guy hits me up, says he, heard I wanted to fight, da 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 da. But the fight is at 167.
Dude.
No, you didn't.
I got
No.
excited as hell. Nah, I'm crazy, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro. I was like, I just thought about it, and I was like, dude, that's gonna be hard as hell. But I have this mentality where I was like, dude, this would be crazy. Like, I just want to see what I can do with my abilities, like physically, and just like test myself in different ways in fitness. You know what I mean? That's why I've done so many different things. So I was like, dude, this would be one hell of a challenge. But I was like, dude, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, all right, let's do it. That was a hard cut.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
I bet.
dude.
Jeez.
No, Brian, Brian, do you remember whenever were you at Field
I think it was. Was it your? Yeah, I think I was.
2017?
Yeah, yeah,
2017?
I was.
Okay. Do you remember how bad I looked like before weigh-ins?
Well, I remember you were skinny, but that's when I first met you. So I was like, maybe he's just skinny, bro. Maybe he's
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, dude, like this is a story about bad cutting. Like this is where the health comes in. Like
I was about to ask about that. Like,
I
how
was
did it happen?
I mean, I just worked my ass off really, but it was really more towards closer to weigh-ins where it got dangerous. You're like right there, but you're not. You're at a dead point. You know what I mean? I can't get this
Yeah.
last like pound and a half. You know what I mean? That part.
Yeah.
That's where it was real bad. Like when I look back at it, I see how much danger I was in. You know what I mean? How hard I pushed
Yeah.
myself. And because I think a day or two before weigh-ins, between that time, I probably had like 2 apples and a few sips of water. Still training. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I remember this is kind of a funny story. The Friday before the fight, we had one more sparring session. That morning, I had like a half an apple and a little bit of water. I go in there, we're sparring, right? I feel like crap, of course. Dude, he catches me while I'm not flexing in the stomach,
Ooh.
and I have nothing in my stomach but like a little bit of apple and water. Have you ever thrown up without anything coming out? Like you know something's supposed to be coming out, but nothing's.
The worst.
Just
Oh my gosh.
dry even that
Stomach.
thing.
It's
And
like it's
like,
trying to come out. Like no.
dude, and like my voice changed. Like it was like, "Ugh." And then like my coach was like, "Come on, cheers." I'm like, "I'm trying not to throw up." Oh, like it was all bad. So that's my message to anybody out there that sees this. Be careful when you're cutting.
Absolutely.
Make sure you're doing it right, please.
Just don't cut 50 fucking
Whew.
pounds. You know?
Yeah.
That too. Well, I would say at the point I started
I was about
cutting.
to ask what was the time frame.
Oh freak. I would say he probably called me in May. I don't know like how early in May. I'm pretty sure it was early May because I remember school had let out like not long before that. And so it was May. The fight was in July. So yeah, yeah,
Bro,
Dang.
I was a
dude. That's what I'm saying.
what?
It was fucking insane. That's what I'm saying. Everybody around me just said like it was fucking crazy to see me go from that size to so skinny. Like, oh my God,
Like,
bro.
are you even the same
Yeah, 'cause
person?
I
Did you get
started working
abducted or
in
something?
July. I started
Jeez.
working
Huh?
in July. July 5th is
Like,
when I started there.
what'd you say, Brian?
July 5th is whenever I started working there that year.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
saw me around the time where it was like I was pretty skinny. Yeah, yeah. But I will say this, when it comes to cutting, I'm pretty sure a lot of that was water weight, and water weight drops real quick. So, because
Yeah.
right when I started cutting, the first 2 weeks I had dropped damn near 20 pounds, and that's water. So I would say of actually cutting, I probably cut like maybe just under 40 pounds. You know, it was still a lot, but
Yeah.
literally, like, because even my coaches knew they were like, "Hey, don't lift no weights." Like, there was no weightlifting. I couldn't do any of that. They had me running like a mother. Like, I hated running at the time. I love running now, but back then I hated it. But got to get it done. So, but I was doing extra things too, of course, like outside the gym. Like I told y'all, go in the freaking bathroom, make my own sauna. You know what I mean? Cover the bottom of the door, water all the way up in the heat, and I'm in there, doing whatever. And I'm talking about I would do that for like an hour, like do 30 minutes, boom, boom, get out, let the water kind of get its heat back, drink a little water, go back in. You know what I mean? Like I did a lot of extra stuff outside the gym too to cut all that because I understood that, I'm on a time crunch.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hard as hell, but that was part of the reason why I took it too, because the promoter I knew, like me and him were pretty cool. So I was like, I want to help him with his event also. So like, let's do it. I was trying to find a boxing match, so here's an opportunity. Let's just get it. But I never did that again because he
Yeah.
kept trying to get me to fight at that same weight, and I'm like, bro, I can't do no. Like,
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
like find me somebody a little bit like in the like 170s, 175 ish, 80 maybe. And he
Yeah.
kept giving me like 160, and I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that again. I can't sustain a
Yeah.
healthy lifestyle doing that. So I'm
Yeah.
good.
Especially growing up, like wrestling, seeing kids cutting weight, like
Yeah,
20,
yeah,
30 pounds and stuff like that. Like, I'm like, dude.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like, that's the one, like, my dad didn't know anything about wrestling, but that was the one thing that, like, he was, like, really fucking adamant about was, like, you're
hmm
not cutting weight ever. And I think the most I ever cut in high school, it was my senior year, and that's because I was kind of a big body walking in. I was like 160, and then I cut down to 145, but that was just all like baby fat and water weight. mostly. So like I got comfortable right there. Like I didn't cut no weight for the rest of the season. I got down to 140 and I was chilling. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I used to see them in high school too, the wrestlers, and whew, they looked like they were going through hell when they were cutting too, getting
yeah,
ready for state, especially because our school was known for. I went to Carl Albert High School. We were
yeah.
known for like football and wrestling. We had really good
Mhm.
football players and wrestlers. Shout out to JT Remuto, um, catcher for the Phillies. He actually went to Carl Albert. That's my like we weren't homies,
Look
but
at
he was my
that.
teammate on the basketball team. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, he was. I don't know if anybody knows this, but he was like a star quarterback back
Oh wow.
in high school. Yeah, he like I don't know how many rings he has since we were there. Probably like four, because I'm pretty sure we won every year he was there. So you know what I mean. But anyways, yeah, he was legit. He's always been a great dude too.
What year did you graduate?
2010.
2010. Do you
Hmm.
know the Whites? They were like twins.
The whites, the
The
whites, the whites.
Cody White and Dalton White. They were bull riders and they also wrestled. I don't know if
Mm,
they were probably
There go
a couple of
Cody.
no,
years.
because see, the
They
thing
were
is, I didn't talk to the wrestlers a lot. I would see them and like, hey, what's up? Or like they would, remember me from the game, be like, hey man, good game. Um, but yeah,
maybe it was
I don't
them.
know them, but I'm sure they probably were there at the same time, right?
Maybe it was them. Maybe it was.
I don't think
I
it
don't
was.
know. One of them bull riders. I thought it was them
Yeah,
that went to
yeah.
Carl Albert. Or it was
Pretty
their
sure Creed Humphrey went to Carl Albert too, the center for the Kansas City Chiefs.
oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and then we had another guy that played for the Bears. I forgot his name. Um, yeah,
Creed
he
Humphrey
he
was like a
played.
2-time state champ and shit.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah. Carl Albert's produced some good football players. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's
Um,
always wasn't it
mhm.
always like Guthrie, Carl
That's
Albert, and
Guthrie's rivalry,
somebody
man.
else? What'd you
Yeah,
say?
yeah,
Yeah, we
Shout
got in
out
yeah.
trouble
Guthrie.
for chanting FCA at one of the
No,
football
don't worry
games,
about
and
that.
then
We don't know what
the
that.
principal
Shut
the
up.
principal had to come up to us and was like, "Hey, we know you support the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, but you can't be saying that." That's not what it means.
It means forgive.
Yep.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, dude, what was weird was like with the Guthrie rivalry, like that was more of, well, okay. Now I think about it. Okay, so that was more of a football rivalry.
Yeah.
But in basketball, they gave us like police escort when we went to Guthrie. It was weird. Like, and I'm like, yo, like,
Wonder why.
I
I
mean,
wonder
I
why.
mean, right, yeah. But see, when I think about it though, some of the best football players were on the basketball team.
Yep.
So, I can see some of their football guys are on their basketball team. So I can kind of see that. But I just felt like it was excessive. I was like, this is weird. Like, this is just a
Yeah,
regular season game. This ain't no playoff. Like,
right.
whatever. All right. Like, I feel like an NBA player for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
man.
went to a small school in Luther, Oklahoma. Little bitty town over there.
Boo.
What
Yep.
the
Boo.
Yep.
heck?
Somebody boo
I
that
was just
guy.
at a
Come
wedding
on,
in Luther.
dude. Come on.
Hey, man.
Luther.
Be
Luther
proud of
Lions.
where you're from. You good, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. But see, so y'all were probably like the type of schools we would like come stomp on during like summer league or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's
Probably.
exactly
Yeah.
We go to
right.
like Okarchi and Okima.
Yep. That sounds right. Sounds right. I think we had one good year, and
The
that was
red
my
robin
freshman
thingy
year.
that they would do in football,
Was
the
it?
scrimmages. Like before this regular season, we'd have freaking scrimmages, several of them. But I mean, it would be crazy schools when we were in Luther, and then yeah, it would never be pretty for us.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Nope.
Mm. I remember
Nope.
one time, so around the time like 2008 through 2010, Douglas High School was running 5A basketball. They had like what was his name? Stephen Clark. He was like scoring like 30 plus points a game consistently and stuff. They were killing it. They were undefeated 2 years in a row. But speaking of like a wild environment, so the Titan Classic in Oklahoma, everybody knows the Titan Classic is like the big like basketball tournament in that area. So even like classes, even schools that are in like 4A would join that tournament. So Douglas was 4A, we were 5A, but they were running 4A. That's what I meant earlier. They were running 4A. We were kind of pretty good in 5A. Anyways, we're going against Douglas. You know what I mean? Me and my homie Ryan Sullivan, we're chilling, and we hear like just a loud noise behind us. It was Douglas fans, right? And I don't know if y'all know, if you ain't from Oklahoma, Douglas, they bout it. Like, like they like,
They
like
bought it.
they quick to, pop off and freaking spaz out. But anyways, all me and Ryan did, like, cause it was kind of like oh shit, like what was that? So we just turn around and look, they look at us, and then they were like, What you got a problem? And we're just like, we look at each other, we just started laughing because for one, we couldn't understand what she was saying. Two, we didn't understand why she was getting so mad. All we did was look. We didn't even say nothing. And then like we just like she said, "What y'all wanna do?" It?" Like she was talking about fighting, and then we just turned around like, "Wow, like these people, like why do people get so like like,
Yeah.
ma'am, I'm a minor, right? Like I'm still I'm 17. I'm still 17, ma'am, and you're trying to fight me, and you're probably like, I don't know, you're a dark skinned woman, you're probably like 70, but you look 50, so like calm down, please. Like
That's funny.
I don't understand why people get so
Oh yeah.
invested in sports like that to where they want to
Mhm.
fight. Like, bro, you're not on the team.
Yeah.
Yep.
AJ knows that's all.
I was
AJ
about
was
to
the
say.
referee for a little bit.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I refed like Little League wrestling. I'll never do that again. I'll never fucking do that shit again. I will never
What
ref a
did
high
you?
school sport.
Somebody try to come at you or?
Yeah, a couple coaches,
Dude,
Ooh,
parents.
say that
Coaches, dude.
story one more time for
Ooh.
the people, dude, please. You little
Uh,
piece of shit.
Nope. Yep.
I wasn't a
dang,
very
what'd
good
you
ref.
do?
Mhm.
Did you mess up as a referee?
Yeah, always. But like I
On
would
both
make bad
sides.
calls
On
both
both
It
ways,
sides.
happens.
so it was cool, you know. But I don't. This coach was going fucking. His son was wrestling, and he's just going ballistic. Just put a fucking foot in the mat and stand up. If you had a little bit of heart in you, you fucking get up. And like just like yelling, and I mean like
Okay, Teddy
everybody in the gym.
Atlas.
And I'm the period's over, and he's still just like laying into this kid. So I'm like, hey coach, just take it down a couple notches. And I didn't like that's about the tone I set it in.
I was
Nothing
about to.
crazy. And I was like, coach, just take it down a couple notches. He's like, wow, what did I do? What did I say? I was like, you're good. Just take it down a couple notches. And I was like, no need to be acting like that. And then he's going on, and he's like, I didn't do nothing. I can say whatever the hell I want, blah blah blah. And I was like, coach, I'm not gonna ask you again. I was like, if you don't tone it down, like we're gonna have to get you out of here. And he's like, oh, you're gonna kick me out? You're gonna kick me out of this tournament? Blah blah blah. And I was like, coach, I was like, there's no need to be getting like this. And like he's like kind of like stepping up towards me, and I was like, oh fuck. So I like bladed my body to him, and I was loading up one, and I was like, if this motherfucker tries anything. And then finally,
Dude,
like one of the head referees like heard him going ballistic and came over there and like calmed him down and like got him to go up in the stands and shit. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like that shit. And
dude, you should have just
yeah.
immediately gotten naked and then like
Yeah.
he'd
Dude,
been like,
that's a good.
in
I
front
love
of a
that
bunch of, like,
strategy.
little children.
Yes.
I'm
man,
talking like
like
14 and under.
Well, yeah, you probably would be in jail and
I'm like, oh, you want
be
to
on
get
the list.
freaky? Let's get intimate.
Oh
He's got
my.
a singlet on underneath it.
Like,
Rip off.
come on,
Yeah. I'll never
start
forget ref
helicoptering or
wrestling.
something. Like, like, let's go,
Hardcore
boy.
time.
Now,
Mhm.
if he gets naked too, then you just run. Like, that's when
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
okay, call my bluff.
Yeah.
That's true.
That shit.
Well, yeah, it's good that it didn't get too out of hand or nothing. That's good. You did good trying to de-escalate. That's what I do a lot of times at the club. Like, I'm always the like diplomatic guy first. Um, unless like, one of my other guys say, hey, that guy is getting kicked out. I don't question it. Hey, sorry. Like,
Yeah.
and they'll try to talk to me and everything. Like, what do I do? I'm like, I don't even know. They just say you gotta
Just
go.
get out.
So
You gotta
like
go.
that's my job. Like, they say you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, but like if I like see a little something or it like let's say it's not an actual fight, but maybe a little like altercation, a little talking, maybe a little like pushing. I'll separate, talk to one side, see what happened, talk to another side. If it ain't nothing too bad, I'll make a decision there. Like, all right, look, nobody's kicked out, but if I see y'all, you know what I mean? interacting again, like y'all both out. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah.
And there's been times where I have to be like the messenger between two sides. Like one guy would tell me a story, he's being a jerk, and another guy was like, I wasn't trying to be a jerk, I was trying to do this. And I'm like, I can see that. And then I relayed a message. This literally happened last week. I relayed a message to the guy. Maybe 15 minutes later, I see them at the bar, and then like they're taking shots together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you
Like
go.
completely avoided any kind of conflict because I was willing to
Oh
talk instead of just
God.
be like, get out, both of y'all. I don't give a you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vibes were good. Everything kept rolling.
Keeping that
So
vibe.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
exactly.
with a
Yeah.
lot of
Cool.
people, and I don't know if you know this now, Terrence, but I am an advisor for pretty much young adults, and a lot of reasons why they're trying to fight each other is because the lack of communication or just miscommunication. So a lot of times it's just about separating them first of all, and then getting their stories, and then if it's appropriate, bringing them together and be like, okay, you guys see what's going on here? Just a little bit of miscommunication. They're like, oh, okay, and then like I said, they're back to being best friends the next fucking minute.
Yeah. Almost every fight I've been in has been over like miscommunication. Like they misunderstood what I was trying to say, or one of my buddies did, or something like that. So.
That's why I always tell them, hey man, just take a step back and then ask, like, hey man, what's going on here? Because a lot of times they just see a lot of commotion, so they'll run over there thinking something's going on when nothing's really going on, and then they're like, well, I
Hmm.
thought this guy was doing this, that, or she was doing this. Like, no, man, you came in a little hot, and then that guy came in hot. There was no communication there. That's why you just asked him, like, hey, what's going on here? And then he might have told you, or come get one of us. Just communicating.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep. And see, you want to know? Can we get a little political? Just like,
Absolutely, 100%.
okay,
Open mic.
you know what's funny
Open
about us
mic.
talking about like miscommunicating and nobody talking and just wanting to be upset instead of actually figuring things out. I'm starting to see that change a little bit when it comes to like political media. I'm starting to see both sides like are slowly starting to listen a little bit more to the other side, a little bit. You know what I mean? It's starting to change in some aspects. You know what I mean? Especially after some of these major figures like Tucker Carlson and the others that aren't with those major networks anymore. They're being more open about how they
Mhm.
feel. Like, dude, like it's getting kind of interesting, and that's one of the reasons why I like to kind of be under a rock, but still kind of pay attention to what's going on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But I don't try to interact too much and make too many comments about what
Yeah.
I'm seeing online because I feel like once you get too deep into that, that's when you go into those rabbit holes of like you start hearing echo chambers and then you start hearing somebody that disagrees and then you're arguing with them and then it's like, you know what I mean, you get too mixed up in
Exactly.
that. So I
Yeah.
like to kind of sit back and just make my own observations, read up on my own stuff, not just read one thing or just
Hmm.
read a headline. And then when I actually talk to people, I can actually be informed on things and I can point them to like, well, I've read this here that says this, you know what I mean? And then I'll ask them legitimately like, what did you read? Like, and you already know some people would be like, oh, well, why are you questioning? I'm just trying to get information. I'm not
yep,
even trying to come at you.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see all the
Facts.
facts, all the information that I can so I can just come up to my own best conclusion
Yeah.
Exactly.
without disrespecting anybody or anything
Hmm.
like that. Because if you feel disrespected by my opinion on something, that has to do with you, not me.
yep,
I'm
Yeah.
just telling you how I feel. I didn't
Yeah.
say
absolutely.
Yeah.
anything mean or rude. I just said I feel like this. Um, that's about it. If you don't feel like that, I'm still cool with you. Let's go get a beer.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
like,
Crazy.
And that's the
Because
Crazy.
biggest thing where people have slightest disagreement and then they're like, I don't like that guy.
yep,
Like, oh no, bro, we could be still we can still be cool with just a
Yeah.
mhm.
disagreement. Like we have other common things. Like it doesn't have to be just this one thing.
Yeah,
Like yeah, for
exactly.
sure, dude.
Yep,
Yep.
yeah. Because when I
yep.
used to work there was a couple of guys who it was around this time, or maybe a little bit later in the year, but around the election year, where these people would just arguing to each other about their political views. When again, like, and again, they didn't even do the research, and one guy was just talking shit to talk shit. You know how they are, and so would get this guy, and they really were best friends, and at the end of it, they didn't fuck with each other no more. These guys
What?
are grown ass men who, like I said, known each other for numerous years, and for whatever reason, this year they felt like stirring each other's shit
Hmm.
up, and all because of political views on just not agreeing with certain things. Which I'm just like, bro. First of all, this guy's just getting you going just to get you going. And I mean, you see that a lot, but you just
And it's crazy how people can't see it. Like, dude, you don't see he's playing you right now. Like,
Yeah.
Control yourself, man. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm the
Exactly.
same way. Like when, like if I'm like somebody's making me mad, and like I'm like, all right, and I do something, and I know I'm making them mad, I'll just pick at that like one little spot until they just like fucking explode, and I'm like, all right, now get away from me.
I get really sarcastic and like like there was one time is another bouncer story. I was actually off this night, but I was there, just hanging out. This older lady comes up to me randomly and just like, "Hey, I just want to have a friend for tonight, just have some fun. I don't want anything like sex out of you or nothing." And even though I thought it was weird, I was just like, okay. So I introduced him to the people that I'm with. I'm like, this is da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes later, I turn around, like I was just gonna, ask her if she wanted to take a shot with us or whatever, and she was gone. I never saw her the rest of the night. I don't know where she went. I don't know her, so I ain't gonna go looking for her.
Yeah.
Like whatever. So later on that night, I think one of the regulars there wanted me to walk her to her car to be safe and stuff. On my way back in, I ran into that lady, drunk as hell. And I think she was about to leave. She was mad at me, bros.
Oh yeah.
Like, she's like, "Hey, I was looking for you all night. Da, da, da. I just said I wanted a friend and stuff." And I was on the dance floor. I was like, I didn't know where you went. And I was like, you took off and I didn't look for you.
Yeah.
And she's just like going off at the mouth and stuff. And there's these two other like younger girls, I guess, were with her. And they were like behind her. And like, they saw I started like messing with her. And then she was like, "I just wanted to have some fun and feel good and stuff." And I was like, I heard mushrooms are really good for that. Like, and then she's just not catching it, and the girls behind her just laughing. And then she's like, "Mushrooms." She's like, "I don't give a fuck about mushrooms." And I was like, "Ma'am, don't you ever disrespect Super Mario like that. You don't like whenever he takes some mushrooms, he's all like, blue, 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 blue." And,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so I just messing with her. And then
Yeah.
I hit her with the classic, like, I was like, "Dang, did you see that over there?" Then she looks and then went
Bye.
inside.
Yep.
See you later.
Yeah,
Yep.
time for that,
But
dude. No.
see, but see what I did there? I took that negative energy, just took that, gave it back to you, but funny.
Yep.
And then took myself out of that situation. You can use that in so many different situations. Hostile, awkward, whatever. If you know how to kind of talk a little bit, I understand some people aren't really good talkers, but if you have the gift of gab and you understand how to get out of situations and a little bit of psychology, because I do look up psychology a little bit, how the brain works and kind of how to operate in certain situations, you can avoid a lot of conflicts. I've learned that a lot, especially when it comes to bouncing. I have to use it so much in bouncing to keep
Oh, I
everything
believe it.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because you interact with different people from like different kind of backgrounds, no matter what it is. I mean, and not everybody's gonna be the same. Where they come at you with some kind of argument, like you still
hmm
got to figure out like what kind of like is the thing that kind of will switch this around. So yeah,
hmm
I can see how that'll work. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I feel like it's all about approach when it comes to being a bouncer. Because for one, like I kind of talk about it on my social media a bit, like my experiences as a bouncer, and I'm thinking about doing some videos about like just like things that bouncers don't like to maybe help you not get kicked out of a club or have like good reputation at a club amongst the staff. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Something like that. I might do some videos about that, but it's just overall, I want to change the narrative that bouncers are like jerks and stuff, and we love kicking people out and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, there probably is some that are a little crazy like that. You know what I mean? But I want to also put it out there are some that aren't like that. So, um, it's all about how you approach people. So I always try to approach neutral, chill. You know what I mean? As long as it's not a hostile situation that requires me to be more,
Yep.
let's go. But
Got alarm.
Okay.
Oh,
every
got the
day
beep.
that happens. I don't know why. What are you doing? Like that happens every day around the same time. Like, do you not know how to work the key, the door?
Maybe
Anyway,
their button is like.
sorry, but
No, you're good. You're good.
yeah, it's dang,
Is
that
this
made me
gonna
lose
be?
track.
Are you gonna try to do this on TikTok or?
Um, Yeah, probably. The thing,
Yeah.
see, I'm sick of TikTok because do y'all know the whole music thing that's going on? They have a whole thing they're going with universal music.
Is that what's happening to Brian?
I think so,
Brian's
bro.
getting over there.
I'm getting
Well,
blocked,
see, is
bro.
your stuff getting muted?
Yes, and
That's
getting
Yeah,
what it
getting
is.
clapped.
Brian, look at that.
yeah. It's that's what it is. Dude, my most viral video on there is muted, and I can't change it or nothing. And like,
Damn.
yeah, dude, that thing's got like
Damn.
16K views and shit, and like it's muted. So when people see it, my pinned video that has the most views is
Like,
muted. So
dude,
it looks
what's
like
the
I'm just
cool
moving
about this?
awkwardly.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm gonna keep messing with TikTok and try to figure it out because
yeah,
even with my workout videos, it'll mute them,
yep.
even though it's a song that they auto-populated.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'm like, dude, why are you giving me this? And then you're like, hey, don't use that.
yep.
Like like y'all need to figure y'all stuff out. So,
I'm
but
totally
I'll
with it.
probably still do some TikTok, but also post those same ones on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
I don't do Snapchat anymore. I deleted Snapchat a long time ago. Haven't been back on there. I don't know. Is Snapchat even a thing? Do people still really use that, or
Yeah.
I still use it, dude.
people
Okay.
still? It's still
The cool
okay.
people do it, okay?
I
So
might, I might, I might hop back on there. It does get kind of annoying. We got to post on all these different ones. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah. I do like that you can post on Facebook and Instagram in like one go. That
Yeah,
helps. So maybe I'll get my Snapchat popping again. And
And
then
that's one of the biggest thing is why we have all these platforms because Brian never had a TikTok before. But it's pretty much, it's like we talked about this before. It's like free advertisement. Like we get, you get views here, there, whatever. And
mhm.
if it's like getting people to just in the door to watch the show, podcast or whatever, dude, we'll do it. Fuck it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And it's also really good for networking. If you use the right
Hmm.
hashtags, the right people will see your stuff. I've gotten in contact with a few people that like with I make beats. I post some of my beats on there. Some people hit me up about that. Some people are hitting me up about the dancing thing. I can get like tomorrow, we're gonna go look at a studio over in Edmond and we're gonna try to get something going there where like people can come and learn something from us. We'll
oh
film
wow.
some dance content. Like I'm gonna start doing some dance tutorials. Um, all of
I
it
can show
like
y'all a thing or two if y'all want to.
let's go.
Dude, I saw you crumping, bro.
I've seen
Hey,
these videos.
back
It's
in the
something.
day, back in the day, dude.
You what? You was a crumper or were you? Hey, let's go. Hey,
Okay,
let's
where's that come
go.
from? Okay,
I don't got my chain on or anything, but yeah, man. I used to get down.
Yeah, dude. That's where
Fuck
that
it up.
like dancing is something I've always been doing. I don't know about y'all, but I've been dancing since I was a kid, and
Oh
I just
yeah.
always been good. And like, obviously, Michael Jackson is an
Boom.
inspiration of mine. Like, I'm
Yes.
sure y'all may have seen some videos maybe of me doing that. And dude, like, this goes back to my obsessiveness. It goes beyond like working out and stuff. I would obsessively record them like dancing and stuff on VCR. I'd be in the kitchen
Oh yeah.
whether I'm eating or not, watching it in slow motion. See what I'm saying? Like my
That's
parents
the
will
next
tell
level
anybody
right
that
there.
they
That's
saw me. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like, but the thing, like, but you want to know what fueled that was I didn't want to get bullied anymore.
there
Mm.
you go.
So in elementary school, I used to kind of get made fun of because I was a little different, kind of nerdy and stuff. I was in the anime before any of them were in the anime. Now all of them are in the anime now. I was
Nerd.
ahead of my time. I'm just saying. Anyways, anyways, so one day in fourth grade, I learned how to do the moonwalk. I did the moonwalk. I was constantly trying to do it. One day
I
I did
never.
it. My friend, he's like, "That's it, that's it." Then we run back to the classroom, and he's like, "Everybody, Terrence can do the moonwalk." And then from then, like nobody really bullied me anymore a whole lot. Like, and I just wanted to keep that off. I'm like, cool, like I got something, like.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, you already know as we grow up, who was it like Usher, then like Chris Brown,
Yeah.
and then that's when like the you got served, stomp the yard
Mm-hmm.
started, then
Yep.
so So at our school in junior high, Carl Albert Junior High, dancing was the thing. Like if you knew how to dance, you was cool. So that's how it kind of kept going and everything. And yeah, it's always been a great thing that I've done throughout my life, and I just kept it up. But I'm just kind of taking it a little more serious now because I realize how many people really like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have strangers come and tell me when I'm at the club, people I don't know, they're like, "I love your dancing," and "Oh, it's so fun to watch you." And it just, I like that people like it. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
start posting it more.
that's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But
And
Terrence, I got
people
a
need
couple.
things like that, though. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I got a couple questions about your bodybuilding stuff because like I don't know like when you were like how soon or like what your plans are with that because I don't like it just popped in my head. I was at the gym earlier and they have posters that there's going to be a competition in the city coming up quick. I don't know if you're planning on doing that one, but like
Um.
when
Well,
you're
so
like starting
so
your prep and stuff.
well, see, like I said, I just hit my coach up today, so we haven't
Yeah,
even dug into that yet.
I got you.
I would say, mm, well, it's May now, right? Early
Yeah,
May.
yeah.
Mm, we'd probably aim for somewhere in like September-ish,
Oh,
maybe
really?
a little later. Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, like the first go around, whenever I was like, training for it,
Mhm.
we already discussed like I'm not like far behind of like kind of where I need to be. I just need to get like a little bit wider, maybe put on a little bit more muscle, but I'm not that far off, is what I was told. So
Right.
he was like, because back then we started in like February last year, and we was like, okay, like I could probably be ready around like June or July. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only reason why we did it is because I didn't feel comfortable with how I looked. I was like, I want to be a little bit bigger. So we was like, okay, let's like, kick it out a few more months. Then around that time, that's where it came up to where like, dude, it's about time for me to move. And then I was like, okay, like money started getting real tight. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to put this on hold real quick. And then,
Yeah,
now
I
I'm
got you.
settled here. Yeah, now I'm settled here. That's why like I hit him up today. I was like, "Hey man, how you been? What's been good?" So I'm just getting the wheels going on that again. So
Right.
stay tuned, and we'll see how all that works out.
Yeah, no, that'd
Yes,
be
sir.
sick.
Yes. So, if you could, let us know where can we reach you at? Where can we follow you at?
Um, so Instagram is going to be T-Berry Blaze 405, I believe. And then the TikTok. Crazy thing about TikTok, you should be able to type in just T-Berry Blaze, but you know how it has like your username and then like a display name,
Oh
and
yeah.
then like usually you start out it's like user blah 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 blah. It has
Yeah.
me as like Terrence Berry da 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 da, and I
Yeah.
tried to change that, and then every time I hit it, it's like, oh, we can't change it because you just changed it 30 days ago or within
Mm.
30 days. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
one of
I
those.
didn't. Like I did not. Like it's a glitch or something. So,
Yeah.
but you should be able to just look up T Berry Blaze on those, and then just Terrence Berry on Facebook. Cause and then if you go on there on Facebook, it'll be a picture. Currently, it's like, how should I describe it, Brian? Like it's like it's
Oh, I
me,
think I
but I have
saw.
like, what I mean? I have like the galaxy inside my body. It's like a silhouette kind of.
Yeah, I was about to say like a
It's
silhouette
it's
kind of.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like artsy, me being me, kind of weird stuff. Anyways, yeah. But see, I'll be honest with you though, AJ. Like that's one of the struggles that I'm like trying to figure out now, and that's one thing I like being transparent about as I get more into posting kind of what I do
Mhm.
is stretching myself out too far. There's a lot of different things that I want to do,
Right.
but really time is the main problem.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
swear, if I did not have this 9 to 5, I'd have so
Yeah.
much time to really do a lot. You know what I mean? Like I really
Yeah. No, I
would.
feel you
But
100%. Because I've been wanting
so,
to get back into jujitsu and stuff, and then right, I was getting back into like my work schedule and everything. I was figuring out the flow with that,
hmm
and then me and a buddy were gonna start going, and then I got put on this swing shift. So,
hmm
and then that just fucked everything up for me. And they put me in
Yep,
classes during the day and stuff like that. So like, then
yep.
I got to deal with that. So it's
There's been
just,
times. Yeah. Like you just said, shift changes. Like that's affected my stuff, and yeah, that's why like you said with the bodybuilding, like I'm gonna try my best to make sure I can balance that with the dancing and stuff and
yeah,
everything else. But like I just want to put it out there. Everybody, I'm winging it, bro. Like I'm not gonna act like I know what
It's
I'm
gonna
doing.
be
I got everything in order. Listen,
Yeah.
a lot of food.
I'm going with what I feel like is pulling me right now. That's something that I'm kind of learning. Like, what do I really like doing a lot?
Hmm.
Do that a
Yeah.
little bit more. You know what I mean? Mingle a little bit more. That's why I'm like going out a little bit more, getting in different spaces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting into spaces where I'm meeting like rich dudes that like would be willing to sponsor me, but I got to hit like a certain number of followers before they present me to guys that could help. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows when it comes to business and you want somebody to invest or something, you already
Yeah.
got to have something kind of going. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You got to give them something to kind of take a bite at. You know what I mean? You're fishing out
Right.
there. You got to give them something that looks tasty. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Something they see potential in. So, and that's all through just like talking and just being authentically myself when I'm out there. You know what I mean?
You still want to enjoy the process.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
I'm not trying and it's the not trying too hard thing, you know?
Yeah.
Some people will ask me like, I don't know how to say this without sounding kind of arrogant, but it's something that's real and I'm humble about it because I never thought I would have people be asking me these type of things. How are you so cool? How do you do this? And like you have something about I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm just like
Just
I don't
vibing,
know what
dude.
to,
Just
That's just
vibing.
me.
I
Yep,
really
that's just
don't
me.
like I just think I just do my own thing. I dress how I like to dress. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I just
Yeah.
like to dress certain ways. Like I don't know if the more y'all dig in my social media, the more you're gonna see how differently I dress and everything. And like I just pull all of that from I love art and I try to find the art in just about everything I do, whether it's fashion, dancing, like I said, bodybuilding is an art form, martial arts. So I like to study different things and I like to express that. The things that I study that I like to express that through whether the way I dress, the like this look is inspired by my late Uncle John, who was like, he rode horses. I made a Facebook post about him not long ago about like why I wear my hat, why this is my favorite hat, because one of my favorite memories of him was him on a horse during a parade. That horse was like trotting, he had it doing tricks. I was like maybe like 12 years old at the time, and I just remember like, man, my Uncle John is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was cool. I grew up a lot in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's where this is inspired from. Right now, I'm on an arc where where I'm studying Yasuke. Either any of y'all know who that is? He is known as the first recorded black samurai. Came from
Oh yeah.
Africa.
Samurai, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's an anime show on Netflix that's like based off of him. That's named Yasuke.
That's
But
funny.
so, and I made a couple posts where I'm dressed a certain way, where like the inspiration came from him. You know what I mean? I stumbled upon him, just scrolling on the internet, and I was like, oh. And then I learned about him, and I was like, that's cool. Then like, I start looking up like Japanese fashion. I stumble upon these kind of pants. I
Hmm.
like, oh, this look like kind of like samurai pants, kind of. And I put these straps on them, and like, dang, the bottom part looks like kind of like the shin guards the samurais used to wear and stuff. And then that's when I was like, Yasuke. And I was like, you know what I mean? I just like kind of pulled inspiration from that and I like looked up his story again, got re-inspired, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna use some of this for some future dance videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
I
Just
try to
being
find art in
authentic.
everything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Do you do those the cosplays? Because I know a lot of
Um,
that stuff is kind of like inspired by different characters and stuff, where even anime characters are kind of influenced by some of their designs.
right. See, I'll do cosplay for Halloween and stuff, but as far as like I try to keep it more authentic and less try hard.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I got
Like
you. Yep,
gimmicky, kind of.
yep.
Like for example, the outfit that I'm kind of being inspired to do right now, I'm still experimenting with it. I fused Yasuke with some like modern American hip hop
Okay,
with some Michael Jackson.
okay.
So what you're
So
gonna
you, yeah.
see, yeah, what you're gonna see eventually is you're gonna see how I'm dressed kind of like a modern Japanese hip hop person, but I also have this like kind of I'm gonna have a certain kind of hat that's more authentic to Japanese. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a certain wrist thing that's gonna be Michael Jackson. I'm gonna have my fingers taped like Michael Jackson. You see what I'm saying? It's a fusion of all these
Dude,
different
you could
things
be
that I
like a
study.
character on a video game.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm creating a certain persona, and I'm trying to formulate the look of it and mixing it with the way I dance when I'm dressed like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that way, that could be my dance character Yasuke, and then whenever I'm doing like my Michael Jacksons or my crumping or my other stuff, that's T-Berry Blaze.
Hmm.
So when I do certain videos, I'm going to be a different character. So if you see me dressed up this way, you know it's going to be a certain kind of dance style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
You see
Yeah.
pretty.
what I'm?
Yeah,
Yeah. I
that's a
hope
good
that makes
idea
sense.
right there.
No, I
Yeah,
got you.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
look
Cool.
at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mixing it up a little bit, making sure,
Mhm.
but it's still in that same realm. But letting people know the difference. Like, dude, this is my moves, but in different forms.
Hmm.
Yeah, there we go,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about like not staying one dimensional and having fun with it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And especially with the way my brain thinks, I'm always thinking of all these different things. That's why, like I said, like stretching myself out is something I gotta make sure I don't do because I always have different ideas that I want to do, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it's about just man, I don't know. It's weird because I'm just learning as I go. You know
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean? I can't.
You still figuring out that balance, how to, if like really like you're
Yeah,
saying it, just not stretching yourself out too thin, because you don't want to set something in stone and then all of a sudden you're like, fuck, well I can't do this, like,
yeah, yeah. And
I understand completely what you're saying, because
hmm
you know time sucks. There's not enough hours in the days to do what you want.
That's
So
what I
the
was
nine to
saying.
especially,
five is such a scam that we all need to get out of.
yeah,
Honestly,
Yeah.
dude. Especially when you look up like in other countries and like Japan, Europe, they are so about like I believe in a lot of places in Europe, they get like 2 hour lunches so you can like really relax. You can go see some family for a little bit.
yeah. In
Oh yeah.
Spain,
Um,
they have
I,
their siesta time. They're like the town shuts down and they all go
Yep.
take a nap during
dude,
lunch. Yeah,
dude, that would be so great here,
yeah,
considering how sleep deprived everybody
I
is
was
around
about to
here.
say,
Like all the
dude.
overtime
Oh,
everybody working.
Hmm.
Dude,
we need
that's
some
yeah.
naps.
I think some countries like every like you only work like 3 or 4 days a week. Like you don't need to work every day, including weekends and all that. Like,
yeah.
man,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like that just sounds so good. Like
Yes. Yes, it does.
I wouldn't mind a 9 to 5 job over there. I ain't even gonna lie to
Yeah,
you. Like
right.
that sounds good.
Right.
Like shit. Like I could do a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
stuff with freaking 3 days of just
Yeah,
working, and then the rest of the days I can do whatever. Shoot. But
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, that's
So that's
awesome,
that's
man.
why that's why it's hard to answer those questions about like how do I do certain. I'm like, dude, I'm learning as I go. I don't know. I can't tell
Yeah,
you because I don't
And
even
We
know
all
how
are.
this is all gonna work out.
yeah.
I'm
yeah,
just
Yeah.
right.
like, I know I'll be fine. I'm just saying I don't know if this is gonna blow up or not. I'm just
Yeah.
No, yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
like, I'm just doing
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoying it, dude. You're
One of the
just
main
as
reasons
enjoying it,
why
maybe.
we started this is to like let people know that it still is possible. Just getting up and doing anything, whatever it might be, art, stylist, or wanting to dance, or be a bodybuilder. All that is possible. It's up to you on what you
Hmm.
want to do moving forward. Sometimes, yeah, we don't have enough hours in the day, but again, it's up to you what you want to make of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stay stagnant.
Don't
Absolutely.
do that.
Can't do
Stagnant
that.
water
Yeah.
gets moldy, stinks, and stuff. When it flows like a river, it's beautiful. You enjoy the journey of wherever that water is going, and it's all
Yeah.
good. You know what
There
I
you
mean?
go.
Like, be water, my
yeah,
friend.
Yeah, be water.
yeah,
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
up.
There.
That's awesome,
Look
man.
at
That is so true with man, that quote is so deep, man.
it is. It
Like
really
that.
is.
I
when
didn't
you
even
really
realize
study,
it till you just said that.
hmm
Like,
you see what I'm saying? You see what
sheesh.
I'm saying? And
Yeah,
see,
Wow.
as like, of course, Bruce Lee is what got me going in karate and stuff. But
Mm.
I always heard that as a kid until I hit about 25, I started really understanding what he meant. Like
Mhm.
that is some real stuff. Like you really do have to be fluid throughout your life.
Yep.
yeah,
Whatever happens, chaos, chaos. Soon as things calm down, you're still water and you're still settled.
Yep.
You still maintained your form. Yeah, it got a little chaotic, but you still came back to form.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just like you said, put water into a bottle, it becomes a bottle, you know?
yeah.
So it's deeper than martial arts than fighting. It's more about life than fighting. That's what I
Yeah.
realized with that quote. You know?
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah,
I'm
for
hoping
real.
so. Maybe we can get you on for
I got you, didn't I?
and
like-
figure out how things went for you and all that stuff. Check up
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
man.
dance and if
Oh,
yeah.
you are deciding to still do the bodybuilding stuff, see how that's going and stuff like that. So you
Absolutely.
got a lot of stuff going on coming up,
Absolutely.
and super excited to see that stuff. I
Yeah.
just seen him
Yeah,
at the
man.
bar the other day. Quick caveat: I hadn't seen him since before I joined the Navy and everything, years. And got to talking to him, and he was like, "Man, it's so good to see you." Like, oh, he's kind of drunk, and I was pretty hammered too. And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's a good time." He was like, "Dude, I'm just so happy that you're doing good." And I was like, "Dude, it's just good to see people doing good." And I
Yes.
was like,
Dude.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
whether you actually fuck with them or you kind of just knew him, like homeboy's doing good. I'm happy for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
like what we were having our little
Yeah.
drunk moment about for a second.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
yeah, man.
And see, those moments are really real, honestly, because like you're not too drunk, but you're drunk enough to really like be honest and like kind of how you're feeling and thinking, and like
Yeah.
whether you keep it internal or not, it's a real feeling, even though it's kind of enhanced with the little alcohol, but
Yeah.
it's a positive feeling too. So
Yeah.
that's good.
And we need to
Yeah.
have
So
some more
cheers
of
to
those.
that.
We need to have some
Yeah.
more of those
Yeah.
Terrence this summer, okay?
You said what?
So we need to have some more of those this summer, man. Need to get you back out.
Yeah, get the volleyball
Yeah.
court set up and
Ooh.
everything and get it going.
Dude,
man.
hey, I'm down. I'm down.
Never
My
know. I might.
schedule kind of sucks right now. I need to freaking fix it. But once I do, man, we're gonna get that volleyball net up and we're gonna have some fun again, man.
Oh yeah.
Terrence,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yes.
hopping on.
No
podcast.
problem, guys. No
Dude.
problem.
Yeah.
It's been an honor as well. Again, big fan of yours. Always have been, man. Keep up the great stuff, and hopefully
I'm a
keep
fan.
in touch. And maybe have you
Hey,
back.
I'm more than willing to come back on.
Absolutely.
if you
Yes.
want.
Yeah.
You're doing
Dude, I'm
later
excited
on.
for that one. 'Cause hey,
I can actually I can tell y'all the details of the boxing match and how it all happened. It's crazy. It's funny too.
Yeah.
I was wondering that. So
Yeah, I'll
it's
tell
gonna
you.
happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, thank you, man.
No problem,
Yeah.
guys.
Jeez.
All right. Thank you so much.
Cheers
You
to
guys take
health.
care, okay? Cheers to hell.
Keep the health.
Yeah.
Woo!
Jake,
I got
man.
freaking water.
Now you're
Yeah,
good.
no, you're fine, dude. Hey, water, Gatorade. AJ has his dang Dr. Pepper or whatever.
Take care.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. See you. Be blessed.
Later.